I think it will probably hold for the time being. I mean, it's a bit sort of peace in our time sort of analogies here, that it's a fairly limited and it's a fairly shaky deal, and I think it underscores a lot of the insecurities that the United States has, perhaps a reaction to some of the problems with the European deal. This one's time limited, the European truce was not, and the Americans have been very upset that there's not been more progress with Europe, so I think it's reflecting a lot of these issues. At the end of the day, the full cost of taxes on trade has not yet hit the US economy. Right. So I think by having a truce, it gives time for the existing tax increases to start to be felt, right, and that then perhaps prompts the US administration into coming up with a longer-term deal.
Why do we have a truce? Who has the most to gain from a truce?
Well, I think to some extent, actually, it's the United States has the most to gain, because what we've seen, of course, is that the trade taxes have done enormous damage to equity markets in the last couple of months. I think it's the main reason for the equity correction has been the position on trade taxation. And the Chinese equity markets don't matter that much to the Chinese economy. The US equity markets are a little more significant, and politically they appear to matter a great deal more to the US president. And as I said, with the impact of the trade taxes starting to become more visible to the consumer after the end of the year in the States, the political heat probably goes up on the US president at that point.
Okay, but does it make you feel, we have concerns about the Chinese economy?
So they've said it very well, where when it comes to politics, China is set up to be able to play ball or to go to war longer, considering they don't have to worry about re-election. And as they mentioned, their economy can just basically be not tied to their stock market. So even though their stock market right now is getting crushed and was overvalued, it's still not going to stop China from producing, manufacturing, and being able to sell things all across the world. So it is interesting that this trade truce is really beneficial for the U.S. and obviously it's been they kicked the can down the road. So we're going to see what happens long term. But I do feel like it's all just a paper tiger. And if you've been following my channel, I've been saying that it's most likely going to just be pretty much the same deal, maybe a couple of things different. But at the end of the day, just to look like it's like the NAFTA, where they promised to renegotiate deals, and now this new NAFTA that Trump wants to put into office, it's pretty much the same and doesn't really protect workers like he promised. So I feel like the same thing's going to happen with China, but let me know your thoughts on this and what you guys think, and I will talk to you soon.